to become overpowered. I'll just need to use funnier
Hello.
numbers.
Hello, chat.
Hello.
We are live. We are live. We are live. Hello. We are live. I am repeating myself because I find it humorous and a calling method for me a link for the YouTube chat so that I can update the
Understandable.
source on the stream. Hello. We are live.
Hello.
Welcome back
Hello.
to Mordheim,
Hello.
Warhammer
Hello.
4th Edition Fantasy Roleplay. Hello.
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 All right, finally he's kicked in. All right, hello again, everyone. For real, we are back. Welcome back to the 5th session of Warhammer 4E Mordheim. We are not joined by Fluff today. Motherfucker has a bad problem with, being an insomniac and was apparently up for the last 24 hours and completely forgot about the session, as he is prone to doing, forgetting about sessions. I need to start just setting an alarm for like one day beforehand to remind him that he needs to fucking sleep. But alas,
I blame
I am...
myself for not checking with everyone yesterday if
Yeah.
everyone would be good for today, but anyway.
Yeah, sadly with Fluff that seems to be a necessity. And if he goes back and watches this video, hi, bitch. Anyway... we left off last session with, hey, you, recap for our missing member from last session, because now Fluff isn't here, but Ken is.
Indeed.
I am handing it to you, our humble GM.
This is going to be quite hilarious. Anyways. So last session while in the camp, between sessions, Fluff decided that he would keep the executioner as a prisoner. So that she could, do her Slaaneshi torture upon him. And also fuck Druchii. Not literally this time. And she basically managed to get some information out of him for the cost of allowing him to have a chat with Siegfried, because Siegfried, you might find his weapon interesting to an extent, because it is like unimaginably sharp, and you could imagine yourself doing some fancy maneuvers with it. And when you do try that, you would feel yourself kind of like flipping and just being completely unable to hold the weapon, right? But
Whoa. Some sort of magic, huh?
But I should probably recap everything before getting to that. So basically, Alex made that deal. She had her fun and business with him, and then Mange decided to build some bullets. He managed to try some of his, basically trash for him, because it's not incredibly shiny, for some gunpowder with the people here. So he made some bullets and also got a fuckload of broken pistols, out of which he made one working one, which we are hereby calling... God damn it, how do I forget things 2 seconds after naming them? Makeshift Abomination.
Makeshift Abomination, the pistol. Which you haven't added to my character sheet, but I have.
I know. But yeah. And also, Alex decided to have some fun with the people in the camp. With a lot of them. And I was going to, do a charm test, do another test with Slaanesh to see what blessings you get, how much that helps you out. And the motherfucker rolled he got so many blessings that they decided, you know what, you just get it, there you go. And once after that, he also got enough corruption to get his first mutation. And the first one he got was specifically... I'm gonna check this too, because I want to get the name right, even though it doesn't really matter. And I also have to find where bloody mutations are placed because there's a fuckload of things in this system in terms of character sheets there. She got the mutation in human beauty, which gives her even more fellowship, and now she cannot get scars. Because of course. And also, yes, she does. And also, yeah, she does have a higher chance of getting that because there are. I was using a mutation table which has different chances for every single for the 4 main chaos gods. And that's pretty much it for the recap. So yeah.
All right. Apologies. I helped out a little bit with bringing in groceries, but I'm leaving the rest of the organization to the father. So everyone in chat, thank him for doing the grocery shopping and providing for our household. I said thank him!
I apologize, sir. I'm not part of the chat. I'm in the voice chat.
I will gut you. I will be serving ogre meat in our next meal. Anyway. Yeah, so that's basically what happened last time. I didn't really have much to do last time because as of right now, I haven't latched onto anything other than Mange's initial one-track mind of new shinies. In the short term, I think I managed to accomplish my short-term goal last time, which was... Oh yeah, my new short-term goal is craft more bullets plus, aka craft an actual decent amount of more bullets, because I technically did it, but I didn't do very much. I made 3.
You want to make like a small stockpile of like 50 plus bullets or something then?
I want to at least get back up to the 20 I fucking started with. I got 3. I'm up to 8 total right now.
Yeah, understandable.
But yeah, that is a thing. You may want to adjust the encumbrance on the makeshift abomination, by the way, because it's at 0 and the Warblock pistol is 1.
I do not care about encumbrance for this campaign.
Okay.
So
I will do it myself then.
Also, Siegfried, you might want to check because you don't have short-term ambition right now, I'm pretty sure.
I don't believe I do. Nope.
Yeah.
I'd say the short-term ambition now would probably go to getting some money again because he's back in camp, but he's still pretty broke, but finally not sick anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
Our short-term party ambition is still to find shelter, and I would say we haven't really succeeded at that because this is just a temporary housing.
Yeah. It is some amount of shelter, but it is just taking up some space with some other people, and I feel like you guys want to be a bit more independent.
We desire our independence within Mordheim. Yes, yes.
Great. I am checking a thing, but yeah. Siegfried, do you want to do your talk?
Yeah, Siegfried's gonna presumably Alex would have told him.
Yeah, I feel like right now she's a bit too busy.
All right, so he probably once he gets up, isn't too sore to be moving around. He'd make his way over to where this guy's being held.
Yeah. So you've come?
Yeah. Well, she been treating you well?
He chuckles slightly. I've had worse.
Yeah, so have I, but that whatever you guys had on those blades, didn't think I'd be waking up again.
You're lucky that the witch elves haven't poisoned their blades before battle. They were so excited to kill that little power lower of more that they didn't even bother. If you wanted the ones to kill them, I would have had them executed myself when we got back to camp.
Haste makes waste.
Indeed, it does.
So,
But
now that we're civil, what was it you wanted to talk about?
your fighting is adequate for that of a human. I assume that you've taken some curiosities to my blade.
He would. I can't whistle, but he would whistle, looking it over.
I am going to
Yeah.
fucking teach you how to whistle.
But
That'd be cool.
We'll do that
Is,
tomorrow. Tomorrow, Siegfried learns how to fucking whistle for real.
Are you sure you don't want Mange to break right now and to teach Siegfried how to whistle?
Pour soap in the door. That's not how you whistle. This is how you whistle. Just like that. My lips are they're all dry and everything, and I do the worst whistle possible as an example. Let's go.
Freaking
No.
phlegm onto the floor.
No. Non-canon.
Yeah, it's the sort of it's a pretty neat thing you got there.
It's the Druchii. Every executioner has its own.
Custom. So, executioner is some sort of knighthood.
If you will.
There was reminds me of a Bretonian I saw on the way in. Not sure he made it all the way through.
The awkward pauses of this conversation are fucking palpable. Speed it up a little bit, you dipshits.
Maybe. Or maybe not. He seems like slightly annoyed at the potential of a Bretonian popping up. From everything he has seen up to now. Yes, because all the city needs is a Bretonian now.
Seems like it's getting a little of everyone else. Only a matter of time.
Just at that moment, like a gunshot goes off and just like, everything okay?
Well, yeah, boss. You got any weapon?
No time, talk, must tinker.
All right.
I'm going to assume that your friend didn't tell you everything that I told her.
Nah, she was in a bit of a hurry to get somewhere. I think I missed a lot last night.
Well, to put it shortly, we are set up in the Executioner Square of this, right north of the Temple of Mor. There, nearby, we found a ring, one of Cain's rings of power, and we are going to awaken it by bloody sacrifice. After we are done with that, we shall have a small tournament where the winner will claim it for his own.
And what exactly does Ring of Cain bestow on? Well, I'm assuming whoever wins it's going to wear it.
Well, the one under the protection of the Witch King is only used in times of great desperation. This one we are thinking of more selfish purposes, if you will.
I'm fine with selfish.
To put it in short terms, I'm already, well, dead in Kane's eyes, as I've lost to something that's one of the only things that is even more lowly than a human.
My condolences.
Are you still, by the way, are you still wearing that bloody hat from the witch elves that you murdered?
You know what? Yes.
It's like I forgot what game series it is where the entire game is serious, but you can wear the silliest shit in cutscenes.
Probably at like any of the Dead Rising games, except the
Dead
audio in
Rising.
that is super campy.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
The Witcher 2 and probably 3, I remember you could do some weird stuff too.
Sidetracking aside,
Mask.
this guy will basically mention how he doesn't believe in himself anymore because he lost to a fucking rat via being shot, and he also missed a swing. So he's instead willing to teach you how to wield his blade and how to make it more for yourself. And if you specifically follow Kane's teachings, you might also be blessed by him.
So
Just
would,
imagining Siegfried metaphorically shutting the door on a Mormon right now.
is this change of faith a requirement for the teaching? I would be open to discussing that more.
It is unnecessary as of now. I'm sure Kane will bring his calling to you along the path.
All right. Let's say let's say you show me a thing or two and we can discuss it.
Good. And he's going to tug on a specific part of the chains, and one of them will just break. And he'll proceed to take off the others as well. You need to make stronger steel.
Yeah, that's I was just telling the quartermaster that, but I guess this is the best they got coming in. masking a slight unease.
Yeah. Anyways, this guy will basically offer you to train up a bit with your sword, so if you don't mind, just do a weapon skill test to see how well you would be doing.
All right, where can I find that real quick?
Just in your main category, the first one, WS.
Oh yeah, that's what it stands for.
Or you can also use two-handed, because you might have some points in that. Or you actually don't have two-handed, maybe? You have melee basic specifically.
So just use that
Or
then?
Sure. Do you want to reroll that?
just dislocates like a shoulder, just trying to do some crazy thing. Yeah, I would like to reroll that.
So right click on it and use a fortune point to reroll. Do you want to do a dark deal and sell 1% of your soul for another reroll?
Kane's just like coming right in here. So, sacrificing a slight part of my soul in a dark deal. How exactly would that work? Like,
You
would it be
gain
an
one
active thing Siegfried does? Like, he
You
has-
gain 1 corruption for a reroll. Maybe you get some slight suggestions and whispers in your mind that you can barely comprehend on how to swing your blade.
Yeah, I like it. He's very single-minded on trying to get this down, and currently kind of embarrassing himself in front of the prisoner who's not so prisoner.
Nice. So yeah, you fumble around with it, and then he the executioner is going to be using like a training sword while you are straight up using his Druchii. You fumble around with it, you dislocate your shoulder slightly, he trips you and you almost fall while losing your balance. And as he could basically get ready to do what normally be a killing blow on you, you manage to swing and just cut his blade in half because it's made of wood. Now you are getting somewhere.
It feels different in a good way. There's like a little, well, not really flourish, but yeah, flourish with it.
If you valued your life, you should probably think twice about using that in battle. For now. But I'm sure that you could at least swing once before you got overwhelmed.
Huh. All right. Let's go to backup. And we can you gonna stick around? We can keep training.
Yeah. So you are going to be continuing your training, but meanwhile, hey Mange.
Yes.
You know, that rumor about the trolls having a lot of warstone has been really eating at your mind as of recently. As I feel like it would for Mange. The trolls that live under Middle Bridge specifically, from what you've heard from some rumors. And you really kind of want to also test out your weapon on, or try testing out your weapon on something. And I'm pretty sure that Mange wouldn't know how dangerous a troll actually is. So how does Mange react to that?
Mange begins by getting some information first. He's going to bug his newfound scout, basically, and basically tell him, find out where Mittelbridge is.
Yes. And he instantly goes and starts bugging the first person he sees. And meanwhile, go ahead.
Meanwhile, Mange is basically just like double checking his weaponry really quickly, and then proceeds to gather up the rest of everyone else once he sends off the scout, because he doesn't know the guy is just asking questions. He was sort of intending for him to go out and actually scout the area, but obviously didn't get that intent. Mange starts grabbing the Skaven slaves together and tells them to bring their weapons, their new weapons, their nice weapons, their new shiny weapons that Mange is jealous of, but holds back because they're not his kind of weapon. And proceeds to just basically walk out of the building, assuming that there isn't a immediate stop or molestation from the guards on his way out.
One thing that I have to also mention, hey Siegfried, do you want your full plate set?
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So I'm gonna add all of that to your inventory right now. I'll give you a plate open helmet because it gives you less. You can check over the plate armor in your character sheet now and where the ones you want and don't want. And yeah, anyways. So
Where did he get this? Did they have this at a camp and his old boss didn't
last
have
two
it?
sessions, last 2 sessions ago, your boss mentioned that if you would, he would like you to possibly investigate those corpses of his killed scouts, and you did bring him some information that they were at least blessed by a priest of Mor, and he decided to give you the set because he has a few lying around.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I added that to your inventory, and you can look through the stats that they give you. But yeah.
Yeah, he's equipped the bracers, breastplate, and leggings at the moment.
Yeah. So Mange, you're just walking out the door, right? Or yet?
Yeah, basically, trying to walk out the door. Obviously, if we get stopped by the guys, Mange isn't going to be trying to be super aggressive with the whole entire thing because he doesn't want him and the Skaven slaves to be surrounded and killed that quickly, but he does want to get out and start going out to explore.
Yeah. One weird thing which you kind of notice is that there's like a bit less guards at the main gate now. You don't give a shit why, but you just notice it.
Weird. Oh well!
But yeah, you go down on your merry way.
I walk up to the guards and just like, Mange, leave now.
Uh, uh, sure, big man?
Okay. Walks past him.
The guards look confused at one another.
Mange
Yeah.
has not even remotely bothered trying to inform like Siegfried or Alexandria about this. He's just on his own because there's still sort of a minor hint in Mange's mind that he's still a loner, even though has been traveling with you. He just plans to come back and check on Siegfried because Siegfried has his sword still.
Well, fair enough. He's pretty occupied.
So where are you planning to go without actually knowing the map?
Mange came in from the west. He goes to the east relatively.
Are you going to go back to where you found the Priest of War and fought the Druchii?
No, it's sort of like aimless wandering this, to be quite blunt with you. He'll make an effort along with his Skaven slaves to keep track of where they go as they travel so that they can return. Because obviously Mange doesn't want to give up his nice shiny sword, but we just sort of aimlessly wander and see if we can find anything of interest that we might loot and or fight that we know we can potentially win against, rather, because still Skaven.
Well, you will likely go to the Memorial Garden House and you think that's east, so that's good. And roll me a D100, which will basically be a 50-50 to see if you go the right way or not.
I go the wrong way. Good. This is funnier.
Okay, so instead you go fully north towards what is the rich quarter, but you have no clue where you are actually going, where this place actually is. So, there's just a bunch of fucking buildings around which you probably go through. But this place is even more empty than most of Mordheim.
Yeah, no shinies. Houses look shiny, but not carry any shiny.
And as you keep going around, give me a perception.
Alright, 1 second here. Gotta pull up the sheet again. That is marginal success.
And you manage to smell something, which is the smell of rotting flesh. Mm. It's usually pretty tasty, but it's like it's moving around, but it's moving like a man thing, not like it's being carried or eaten by other Skaven.
Mange basically tells everyone to get to ground because, like, it is likely that he's at least heard, like, trace rumors of undead. He doesn't know them, like, directly. He's never interacted with them before, but he knows that this is unusual, so the best thing to do as a proper Skaven is to not let it find you first without you being ready. And so he basically just goes to the ground, tells everyone to be sneaky, sneaky.
So, yeah. So you are going to keep looking around, but you'll just be sneaky instead.
Yeah, I go in the general direction of the thing, but I approach it like an angle and try and keep as much upper ground as I possibly can, so that if we do encounter it, we're getting the drop on it.
Yeah. So roll me a stealth. Urban, not
All right.
underground.
We are not underground, so just regular stealth. Impressive
You are
success.
invisible again.
I am pretty good at that so far.
And your fucking Skaven slaves follow your example pretty well. And are
And
only
shit.
semi-invisible and are only transparent.
The only
yeah, you
reason they aren't
go.
invisible is because there are too many to invisibilize.
Yeah, as you keep walking towards the source, and the smell becomes stronger. You start to smell more and more rotting flesh, and you finally spot what a corpse which should be laying on the ground, but instead it's walking around with the its left foot being all bone only, half its back being decayed off, clothes
Oh.
which are completely dark, which is pretty normal for a Skaven to be fair. Well, completely dark from dirt.
Is this a
And all of
human
that.
style corpse, or does it look like another species?
It looks like a man thing.
Alright, so man-thing corpse shambling about, one leg is bad. It is obviously smells of death. That is not something that I have experienced before, but I have heard tale of undead. Would I be able to do a like knowledge check of some sort to see if I recall like any specific details that might help me?
You can do an intelligence check, yeah.
All right. Intelligence.
I'll say with a +10 in this case.
All right. I'm probably going to fail because it comes to 37, but let's see.
I
Nope,
think that
nope,
you
nope,
had
nope, nope,
100.
nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah, that was definitely a failure. I think I accidentally clicked one too many times. Said,
Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. I wrote advantage 10, not modifier 10. So it gave me a plus 100 modifier. Oh no.
Anyways, do you want to re-roll that?
Whichever one is funnier here. All right, take the 89 out of 37. So that's a minus 4,
Yeah.
5, minus 5.
It's fine. Yeah, it's like you feel like you know something, but it just doesn't come up to you.
I was hoping you would have me misremember horribly so that I would act
Uh.
upon something really stupid.
I mean, it's only a -5. It's not a -6 for now.
You. Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that even in the fucking rules reference, it says it has something like that for yeah, -6 or less, astounding failure, not in any way. Anyway,
Joy. All right. I hint on the side of caution and sort of just observe it for a little bit and see where it's going, where it's shambling back and forth from.
I mean, if you watch it for a bit, you will start to realize that it does seem to have a certain pattern. It seems to be just generally guarding this room pretty much. Like, guarding a few entrances, but you're a Skaven. You know how to sneak in.
And I did roll invisible. Let's see if I can sneak past it to wherever it's guarding to see if it has any shinies that's guarding.
I mean, with your roll, you can just do that straight up already,
Alright.
because, yeah.
So that is what I go about doing.
But yeah, once you go looking to that house, and you are pretty sure that the corpse can't see you anymore, you focus on your under senses a bit more, and you start to realize that in some parts of this place there are some more bodies somewhere, or well, walking dead.
It is one of many. Approach with caution. Definitely. Yes, caution, caution.
Mayhaps. At least your Skaven slaves aren't filling out the mask of fear, so you know that they aren't about to do something stupid. As is expected of most
Most Skaven slaves.
Skaven. No, I wasn't going to say Skaven slaves, but Skaven underlings.
Yeah. Skaven
But anyways.
minions. Alright, so we're going to delve further very silently, slowly, and sort of get a scope of this place. So what kind of building are we talking about, like layout-wise? At least from a glance.
You're in a normal building. It has like 2 entrances. It seems to have an upper floor. It has a couple of windows, but that's about it.
So we're in the noble area. Is this like a manor of some sort, or is it just like a more like apartment kind of complex?
It is more of an apartment out of anything. Actually, no, it is like a small house. Or well,
Alright.
okay, we're
So
in
like,
medieval times. It's slightly bigger than small, but you get
it's
the
like a
idea.
villa. It's not
yeah.
it's not like the top brass, but it's somebody with decent amount of wealth.
Yeah.
Not that Mange really thinks of it like that, but I'm trying to get a vision in my head just for layout wise. Alright, we are going to try and go to any upper... This building has multiple floors, does it?
It has about 2 extra floors, I'll say.
Ah, so it's a 3-story building. Damn. Alright, pretty impressive. We're gonna go and try and get to the highest floor possible.
I'll just say that the last floor is the roof.
Yeah, I gotcha.
In there,
so we go up to the second floor and... Go ahead, sorry.
Alright. So, are you going to the roof or the second floor?
Second floor. Like, there's not necessarily going to be anything on the roof that we're looking for. We're looking for the loot now.
Yeah. So, on the second floor, I assume that you'll just start looking around for stuff, so roll me an investigation. Unless there is a better skill for that. I'll say give yourself a plus 20 because you have a lot of Skaven slaves with you for. So yeah.
Investigation, intuition. Damn, I don't think I have that skill. Navigation is a different thing. Perception is the closest thing I have. Yeah, investigation isn't a skill that I have. I have perception, I have intuition, I have outdoor survival, navigation. None of those really apply, so just roll perception.
Yeah, perception with a plus... Yeah, still plus 20.
Oh, no, not advantage plus 20, modifier plus 20. Okay, need to make sure.
He did it, guys. Do you want to re-roll that?
Oh, I never reset my stuff for this session, so I need to do that first. 2 fortune.
I don't believe that you had a
Oh,
reroll.
that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
That's fine. Give yourself fortune again and reroll the right one. Or did you roll the same exact dice? Or
What the fuck, game?
do you want to take a dark deal, I guess?
Fuck it.
Do you want to use
Chaos
another...
even roll this session.
You
Give
cannot-
me a success, you motherfucker! I used the fortune point
Yeah.
to add with SL to the dark deal.
Yeah, I wanted
Fucking-
to say that you want to add yourself a success level with that. Anyways, like you look around and you can smell something, but you don't know where it is, and you start getting frustrated. You throw random things away from the room until randomly one of your Skaven slaves removes a floorboard and says, "Found it."
Immediately push him aside. Look what he found.
Inside you find like what seems like some vials, and when you take a closer sniff at them, you can tell that it's actually blood.
Blood vials. Open one of the vials, takes the tiniest little like tongue of a taste.
I mean, I don't think that you can. Give me another perception to see if you can tell of what kind of blood this is. You have no clue what kind of blood this is. It's just
Tastes
blood.
like blood.
Yep, it gives you a nice stink of iron. And
Not shiny. Just takes the vial, throws it against the wall.
I would like to give you a reminder that the horned rat does enjoy blood sacrifices, usually of things that are alive, but still.
Yeah, but I don't even know what kind of blood, so I can't do the right ritual. And also, Mange doesn't care that much. Except he does, but this is not the right way to do it as far as Mange is concerned. I actually forgot that I have Zealous as a trait for Mange around this time.
Yeah. It's like one of the things that I remembered because I remember the most random things.
Yeah, fair enough. You do that. Well, so there's just a floorboard hiding a bunch of blood underneath it, of which I don't even know what kind of blood it is. How many vials are there?
A couple, about 19 now that you broke one.
Mange just sort of grunts and like points at the vials and just says, "Pour all these out in them great order."
They are slightly confused, but they start taking the vials. And what did you say for them to do? What did you order them to do?
Mange is basically having them pour them out, like pour out a beer for your homies kind of style.
So you're just ordering them to drink this random blood that you found?
No. I'm ordering them to pour it on the floor. Just
right.
like uncap every single one of them and pour it on the ground, like symbolically.
So yeah, they start to do that, and soon you start hearing some. I mean, you don't start hearing. You start smelling more rotten flesh coming at the doors of this house.
Time to go!
I'm gonna assume that you quickly go to the first floor with your fellow Skaven slaves.
No, I feel like our better escape, considering we would have to try and sneak back past those guys, is to head on up towards the roof and try and jump to the nearest building, because buildings in Mordheim are pretty tightly packed, to my knowledge, unless this area is an exception to that rule, which we will have noticed ahead of time, probably.
I mean, if you want to, you can give me another perception to try to determine how many zombies are there right now.
There's like 100 of them! Let's go!
All right. So as you go to the roof, you see that there isn't really anything there, but there is like a small window opening. You know what I'm talking about, to actually get on the roof.
Yeah, like a hatch onto the roof.
Yep.
Go on and open that up.
Yeah. And as you look down, you are yeah, the fall might not be the best, the safest.
Fuck!
Let me check something. Yeah. You don't have any fate right now, so it's not like you can make a narrative declaration, unfortunately.
Yeah, because I had to spend all my fate on that dumbass fucking check that decided not to work and roll the same fucking result twice.
I would say to not be mad at the dice, but that, like, when
That
that
is
happens,
inherently the roll of a dice, yeah.
when you roll the same exact fucking thing, yeah. Because the same thing happened to me once in Rogue Trader, if you remember.
Vaguely, and I remember it being awful, so I know he can relate. Well, we are really high up on the roof. I'm gonna look down and actually see how many zombies there are over the edge. Well, stealthily, if you need me to roll another stealth check to
You
not be
don't need
noticed.
to.
Yeah, I run over to the edge. I scurry over to the edge and look over the edge to see how many are down there.
Well, a lot of them are pretty far away from what you can spot, and you can only. I will say at this point that you can, with adrenaline in your blood, you can probably smell about 5 or 6 in the building itself right now. You aren't really sure.
Mange turns to the Skaven slaves, and his instructions are basically. So you were saying it was not a good fall to drop down. I'm gonna look along the edges and see if there's any like fire escape kind of shit.
Not
Any
really.
any like pipe work that we could drop down, like climb down or something at the source, something to make it a little bit easier.
Um, there isn't really. Unfortunately, there isn't a luck skill to roll for. So roll me a D100.
Okay, let's get a D100 and see if we can magically manifest a nice sturdy pipe that we can slide down. 24.
There is.
All right. I instruct. How many Skaven slaves do I still have alive at this point? I think I'm down to like 3 or 4, right?
Or
I'm at 4. All right. I instruct 2 of them to watch the hatch and make sure it doesn't open for the moment, and then 2 of them to go down the pipe first, stealthily, and prepare at the bottom to help the others get down.
so normally I would say to roll a leadership, but you're a Skaven, so roll me an intimidate.
Fair enough.
I will say that this would be like if it's hard to screw this one up unless you get like for the damn.
Unless I get that.
Yeah. You scream at them slightly too loudly and they slightly rush too much to get down the pipe. I'll roll an agility for the Skaven slaves to see how well they do.
And before they roll magically and somehow save all this.
I do give them. I won't fuck them over completely, but yeah.
Impressive success.
Even without the bonus that I gave them, they actually. The 2 Skaven slaves that get down manage to slide down quite nicely, and the hatch starts to. You start hearing knocking noises on the hatch.
Okay. Does Mange have? Is the hatch like capable of being barred, or is it just not that kind of setup for the hatch?
You're pretty. You're. It's not that setup, but you're pretty sure that you can go down before they get to you.
Fair enough.
If your Skaven slaves actually aren't stupid and follow your orders, they might get to live too, to serve you more.
Mange yells at the two Skaven slaves to run to the pipe, and the other two Skaven slaves to prepare to help them down and catch them if anything goes down, as Mange stays on the roof heroically to hold a gun and try and shoot whatever comes from range if it comes out too quickly, which is the the nice thing to do and totally the bravest thing to do.
So you very bravely wait to shoot a zombie as the other two Skaven slaves go down, because you totally aren't trying to experiment with your gun right now. So
oh yes,
just
it's totally not a test of my brand new gun.
roll your new gun with
Verminous Cane.
Yeah. Roll your gun with a ballistic skill of +20.
All right. Makeshift Abomination has improvised shot and powder for, you said, +20 modifier?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So as the zombie bursts out of the hatch, you just blow its body away and it falls back. Let me check the flaws as well. Yeah. They just fall back.
I didn't roll a double, so we're
And,
actually pretty good.
They fall back into the hatch, and that gives you a few more seconds to go down the pipe. Which is probably right now, because you likely don't want to bother reloading this thing.
Oh no, I just put it back in its makeshift holster that I probably made as well, that barely acts as a holster, and pull out the original pistol of mine instead. And should I make an athletics for how well I go down?
Sure.
Any buff from them being down there to help me?
The buff is that you won't die if you fail. By one die, I mean you won't break your legs. And then get eaten by zombies.
I'm fine. I don't even need their help. I hit the ground running. Let's go!
Alright, instead of going down the pipe, you do a backflip of it. And then you just start running for the hills back towards the camp.
Yep. Should I do a navigation to make sure that I'm actually going back to the right place?
Honestly, now that you bring it up, yes.
Alright, I did mention that we were doing some signs on the ground to help out.
Do navigation with a +20, because you have a few people, you have Skaven slaves, although they aren't the smartest.
Okay, damn, I'm actually somewhat sad that I didn't fail that, but okay.
I will say, if you do want to, I will say, if you want to fail it, I will give you a fate point.
Fuck it, we'll do that. It's funny.
Okay, so you get one fate, and I'll also give you a fortune, because that's funny. And instead of going back towards the barracks, you will go towards the middle bridge this time. And I feel like we should go back to Siegfried for a second, because yeah.
Shenanigans.
Oh joy.
Shenanigans. The funniest way to run a tabletop RPG. Anyways, hey Siegfried, you might have noticed that Mage's disgusting stench isn't around. And as you start to notice, the bloody gutter runner comes up to you and asks, yes, man think I've seen Mage.
Nah, I heard him firing off a gun a while ago. Haven't seen, heard, or smelled them since.
Me go ask other guard, and he leaves. And before what feels like even a minute, he comes back and says, Mange left to look for throws on the bridge. Full follow.
Oh. Yeah, is anyone with him? That's probably not good. I have not heard good things about trolls.
Skaven slays miss as well. We must go now.
Yeah. Yeah. Look back at the executioner. Sure you wouldn't be up for another battle?
Oh, I'm only going to be watching. I want to see if your skills have improved.
All right. I'll be sure not to disappoint. Let's do this.
Yeah. I'm going to. Do you even want to bring? I'm going to assume that you won't bother bringing your Kutash along because he gets distracted sometimes, and he also seems to be, in the middle of making some food.
Yeah. We just need to go fast.
Yeah.
All right, hey, you guys
So,
have a good sense of smell, right? Think you'll be able to track them down?
course, I can. I'm trying in the. I have a black belt in the training of the Deathly Paw. I was made for this. And he starts to track the ground like a bloodhound. Pretty much. And
Excellent.
running in a plate armor, you start to feel its weight a little bit. Especially when following Skaven, who's
Oh, does Skaven's sprinting while he sniffs along?
he is rushing along pretty fast.
Oh. All right, yeah, he tried to slow his pace a bit, like maybe a fast walk.
Yeah. You can keep up with him because Skavens aren't that much faster than humans. But yeah, this run will strain you a bit. Meanwhile, the executioner he seems like he's more focused looking at how you run and your posture than actually walking. From what he's doing it, he seems to like barely even put any effort into it. And when you think about it, Alex was doing a Alex basically does like a pretty similar thing as well.
Siegfried's trying not to be I mean, he probably can't control his breathing so much. He's trying not to be so openly like tiring.
Yeah. You probably do have the map slightly ingrained in your mind now. So, you go by the Memorial Gardens again, and he takes you, and the gutter runner takes you to the rich quarters, where you see, where you, well, smell some, what feels like rotting flesh before even spotting the small horde of zombies, of undead that has been gathering up in a building, in a small house, actually, I should say.
That's not good. This is where the trail ends.
My mic isn't good enough right now to pick up me sniffing. Anyways, he sniffs the floor a bit more. Now, left was that way. And he goes off again. And then you wish that he would have stayed at least a second longer for you to relax.
All right. Here we go. Wait, is he going like right out in the open, like on where these zombies see him, or
No, he's going somewhere towards where you're basically I would say that you are like right here, and he's gonna run around what would be like this corner. And imagine the zombies being in that house right there. Or well, this one right here, pretty much. And as you see them shambling around, yeah, they are pretty slow, so you aren't really worried about. Even tired, you wouldn't be worried about them catching up to you.
All right, good.
But yeah,
Maybe unintentionally as he starts to take off, almost like shambles like one for a second, and then just like shakes his head and keeps moving.
yeah. Now cutting back to Mange because you will catch up to him eventually, but we have to see what he's doing until you do. So, Mange,
I'm definitely here.
as you keep walking towards where you believe is the location of the barracks, you instead see some half-destroyed corpses, whatever, that doesn't matter. And you keep walking forward, and you see a bridge.
I wasn't there before.
And your thoughts of going back to the barracks slightly melt away as you think back to the trolls.
This man-thing bridge, right? He says, turning to one of his Skaven slaves.
They chatter amongst themselves for a second, and they all turn and simultaneously say yes.
Oh shit! We found it! no better like Skaven way I could think of saying that. It's just like, well, shit, we're here. Mange is just like motions for them to get down low and just like repeats to them, whenever Mange do this, it means you not be loud. Just like teaching them his like shorthand military speak style for be fucking quiet, don't do the thing kind of bullshit.
So whenever you raise your hand up, you want them to be quiet.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's more like a raise hand and then like flatten it down motion.
Yeah.
Like as if I'm waving towards the ground to get down, which is whatever. Yeah, you get the idea. It doesn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things. They know symbol for be stealthy.
That's fine because the small details are funny anyway.
Mange informs them to be stealthy, tries to get stealthy himself, and slowly approaches the edges of the bridge. Mostly right now he's doing a scout out because he still doesn't know how strong these supposed troll things are, but the fact that nobody else has stolen the warpstone sort of intuitively tells him that they are probably nothing to sniff at.
Yeah. There's an opening before even crossing the bridge, or below the bridge before crossing it. And inside is basically just what would be a small cave. And in there, there is an unfamiliar smell that you haven't had before, but it is overwhelmed by just warpstone.
Interesting. Mainstar just like looks about and sniffs at the air, and he's just like, definitely warpstone, definitely shinies. All right, I'm going to roll myself a willpower to check to see if I'm continuing to approach this carefully or if I'm just charging it.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Roll me a willpower, mostly so like to see. You don't completely go insane, but you also aren't going to play it safe.
I am impatient about this, but I am not like Suicidal, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I begin to approach, caring a little bit less about stealth, but still keeping it partially in mind. So I'm not going to like completely break stealth, but I'm not going to be patient enough to wait around and scout the area. I'm just going in.
Yeah. So,
should I roll you another stealth check here?
I will say that this cave is like
would this be underground?
This is underground, but actually, before you sort of even notice what's in there, and you have time to probably hide from things, you notice a big hulking figure with weird scaly skin all over it that seems like a type of armor. it is sort of just staying there, and it seems to wave at you.
It already seems to notice me.
The cave is pretty much like completely clean. There isn't really that much
There's
it can
nothing
hide
really to
behind.
hide behind. All right, so Mange looks at it and then just sort of like tilts his head and slowly waves back. It's like one of those okay kind of waves in return.
Yeah, you're just incredibly confused.
Yeah, exactly that.
And
Does it seem to respond to me waving at it back?
yeah, it waves again, and it, to your surprise, like to your somewhat surprise, opens his mouth and says, "You speak rice peel."
Do I? I think I do.
You
Mostly
do.
from probably living underneath the Empire all my life, so,
I mean, that's what you've been
yes,
talking with.
yes.
That's what you've
Yeah.
been talking with every other character. So
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a requirement, so Main just sort of, like, tilts his head and just like, yes, yes, who are you?
I'm Bobby. What's your name?
Bobby, got it, destroy Activision! No,
Mage gets possessed for a second there.
Mange gets possessed by the power of indie games to destroy Activision.
Base.
No. Mange is just like, Mange scratch, Skaven Gundret, and retinue. That is too fancy a word. Skaven slaves. He just sort of motions for them to stand up behind him.
You probably do something for that, so they just come up behind you and like you can smell the musk of fear coming from them.
Mange turns to them and hisses and says, "You fear me, not him."
You smell it even more.
Good. Mange turns back and looks at Bobby and just sort of looks at him and says, "You are Chinese."
Yeah, but we sort of need them for what? Oh, he always oh yeah, Big Steve.
Big Steve?
Yeah, the thing is, he's well, Yoshio can talk and stuff. Yeah,
Hmm?
he still haven't managed to grasp not killing everything he sees.
What Big Steve?
Yeah, he's in the back and he's been eating on that war zone for quite a while now, and unlike the rest of us here in the back, he still hasn't become intelligent yet.
What? May just looks
Yeah,
at him with like this exasperated look of lack of comprehending.
yeah, no, it's pretty weird. One of the others back here still can't speak, but he seems to be understanding us fine enough. He he also sharpened my rock a few days back. It was pretty nice of him.
May just sort of like looks at this guy just like as if he's speaking nonsense. And he's just like, Mange wants shinies.
Well, do you have anything for them?
Mage looks at the Skaven slaves and looks back at him. Not really.
Some of the Skaven slaves did take some of the blood vials that remained because they sort of had to start running. So one of
Blood.
them picks it up. Blood? What kind?
Mange tries to sniff it again. Blood like blood. Not sure. Found it in weird house. That way. Just generally points in the wrong direction.
Tommy doesn't like partaking with his shinies that much, but I'll try to see if I can take one or two from him. Hold on. And he seems to go back to the darkness toward where it's a bit too far away for you to, even for you to see.
As soon as he's
But
out of earshot, Mange turns to the other Skaven slaves and basically tells them, "Keep an eye, observe area, make sure no ambush." Basically just telling them to watch different directions.
Yeah. And I feel like this has been enough time that has passed for hey Siegfried, as you find the bridge and start going under it, you see one of the Skaven slaves which you recognize, and you soon meet up, and you soon go and meet up with Mange again.
Oh, hey, there you are.
Mange turns around and points a gun at you and is almost about to pull the trigger, and then he looks at the sword and he's just like,
Whoa. Whoa.
Mange lowers the gun. "What you doing here?"
I don't know. Heard he wandered off. Want to make sure nothing ate you.
Mange left you there for safekeeping, for sword.
Oh, the sword's safe.
Mange
Yeah,
can see.
Figure we might need it out here. Ooh. Oh, actually, yeah, he wouldn't see it because he went into the other room. But so, you looking for something?
Trading for Chinese? Mange really confused here, honestly. That's new for Mange. Usually Mange do the confusing.
Well, that makes two of us now. Is there someone here?
Yes! Bobby! Big guy. Sort of like other big guy, but not like big guy, not sure. Like, was he obviously an ogre, or was he just like a bigger dude?
I mean, he was a troll, but you haven't seen one in your life before, so...
Yeah, so the closest comparison I have is an ogre, so I just say, like other big guy, but not.
Oh, all right. Hey, did you stop in that house back there, by the way? There's a bunch of it's like a walk-in corpses outside of it.
House didn't have good shinies, only found blood. Blood is what trade.
Oh. Well, they do like their stews.
Maybe not. Not like. Not sure. Act weird. Talk normal. But not. Main just sort of like scratches his head and just has like one of those moments where, like, if we were playing Blood Bowl, you would obviously see like the little gear symbol above his head going on, like just like can't understand what the fuck is going on.
Mange is pretty confused, and I assume that Siegfried also doesn't fully understand what he's saying.
Mange turns and looks behind him at the gutter runner. He's just like, "You, scout area, watch out for our opponent."
Yeah, and he sort of gets cut off by the troll walking into the room with some warp stone in his hand. Yeah, I managed to get a few more from him than usual. And Siegfried, your world suddenly gets shattered as you see a fucking talking troll.
You are not an ogre.
Told you it wasn't same.
No.
Same but similar but different.
Yeah,
This Bobby.
Anyway, what about that blood now?
Oh, yes, and blood! Mange just, like, points to the escaping slaves. Realizes they're still probably pissed out of their pants. It's just like, turn me! Just, like, holds open out his hand to have them give him the blood.
I mean, you could also just slightly nudge them and they will follow your orders to give the blood to him. Because I assume that you don't want to openly carry warpstone yourself.
Yeah, fair enough. Mange is just like, go put blood on ground in between. You grab blood, leave warpstone, please, yes.
Eh, fair enough. At least you haven't tried to shoot me like, what? How long ago was it? Maybe a week, I don't remember. And he proceeds to do as you asked of him. And he leaves on the floor 4 pieces of warpstone, so add that to your trappings. Actually, I am going to do that now.
So I'm up to 10 total.
Yep. I did.
Mange looks at the warpstone and then looks back at the troll and says, what other things might want for more shinies?
Suppose if you think you can find anything to help Steve out, then sure. I mean,
what kind of things need Steve?
I mean, when he ate people, he did seem to be pretty calm afterwards. So I think that the blood will do it the same thing.
Mage turns to the other rats and just like, then turns back and he's just like, have empty bottles?
Not really. Usually it's some. And the rocks. And yeah, he eats a lot of things.
Try get more blood. Bring back for shinies? Mage says, just like sparkle in his eye.
Yeah, sure, that's fine with me.
He just turns, looks at the Skaven slaves, looks at Siegfried, and sort of just shrugs and says, good business. Bye. I mean, just like turns around, scampers off into some direction that Siegfried can obviously tell is the wrong way back.
Hey, hold up a minute.
And just stops.
The camp's this way.
You accidentally run towards the fucking inwards towards the cave.
Mange looks at Siegfried, looks at where he's pointing, and he just like sort of like looks at where he was going and just like slaps himself on the head. So obvious! And just like walks up to Siegfried and just like, you lead! Me leader, you lead me! Not leader. You not leader. Make sure.
It kind of does like I don't know. He kind of like taps himself on the arm or something. It's like, yep, nope, yep, I'm sure.
You guide that word, that man thing word. You guide me leader. You guide leader.
Okay.
Good.
In out of character, how many zombies look to be in that small horde?
By the point you got there, it could have been 20, it could have been 30. You aren't sure.
All right, maybe not a good idea.
Mange looks around a moment and just like, get a runner.
Yes.
I'm assuming he just like pops up immediately behind Skaven, and Mange is just like, ah!
Yes, Mange.
Go home now. Watch flanks.
Yes. and he instantly pops back down.
He just sort of like wipes a metaphorical bead of sweat from his forehead, just like turns and looks at Siegfried, just like motions for him to start leading the way.
Siegfried would start walking, but is thinking, "Oh, where did Coolbrand say that he wanted to check on if the bodies there had actually received Moore's blessing?"
Yeah, I mean, it was right here at Count Steinbart's palace, which is, it's like, you're pretty sure that it was the corpses the gutter runner mentioned that the priest of Moore was blessing, but you're pretty sure that you saw where he came from, so you think you know the road where those corpses were, so you can check them.
Yeah, he's gonna detour that way.
Yeah. So you're going to be guiding Mange towards the corpses. You know, the executioner will drop a line of will mention that you know, he didn't expect to see a talking troll he didn't wanna out of everything in this city, he didn't expect to see a talking troll.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, that's a troll!
You know, I'd be disappointed if I wasn't so surprised. Maybe.
Troll's nice!
Troll's nice. Meant last
Mange is the only interaction with a troll so far has been that one dude. He's just like, yeah, the other guy likes to eat people and stuff, but here, I'll trade with you. And gave him some shinies, took the blood that he finds useless. Okay, cool. Trolls are nice, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you know, I guess I never really got to know one, so yeah, he was all right.
Although Siegfried, you would know from a lot of poems that, yeah, you're pretty sure it's not normal at all for a troll to talk. And you did get your hands on like one or two rare books that had info about the Skaven in them. And you think that you can somewhat discern some of the truth from the BS. So it is a bit weird that you found one that talks.
All right. You know, yeah, he does find it weird. He was just joking that, like, well, you know, I never really talked to one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's definitely the like type to just make sarcastic, witty comments about shit instead of acknowledging the oddity of it all.
Yeah. Anyway. So once you come across what you are pretty sure is the streets where those scouts were killed, it's yeah, the claims that the last survivor made weren't really that exaggerated. You can barely even tell that there are corpses there. It's more like just meat, to put it shortly. You know.
Is there any sign that may have been left by Priest of Moore coming through here or doing the proper ceremony?
Mange will help look for it as long as Mange is just gonna be like, you need to find thing. What symbol, whatever it look like.
I mean,
just like get a vague idea of the symbol.
I mean, you do see some black candles around, but so you can assume that he left those behind because these guys were so fucked.
Gotcha. Mange is just going to like cut off some of the black wax, leave the rest of it, and then just like leave. Immediately start walking in the wrong direction again, and then just like turn back around and just like, oh yeah, you lead.
Siegfried, if you want to, you could do me an intelligence test to see if you find anything else on the remaining corpses. Although it might take a toll on your sanity, a slight toll on your sanity.
Is this still a slight toll?
If you want to, you can always try to reroll. Or
Can I use a fortune point instead to add 2 degrees of failure?
I mean, do you want to add 2 degrees of failure to your fellow player?
Just like purposeful sabotage. No.
Wait, is that actually a mechanic?
No, that is not a
No.
mechanic. That's me bullshitting. That's me bullshitting. I'm just like, I want to see what happens when Siegfried loses it a little bit.
But, instead of actually finding anything useful, you just look at these people and your mind starts to imagine how they've died, their last moments, if they had any family, any ambitions, how painful it must have been. So, roll me a d2. You will get 2 corruption from that. Is that fine with you?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, he would just he clearly like zoned out for a minute, but then just all right, yeah, let's go. Not for more to see here.
It seems like the executioner looks over the bodies a little bit himself and shrugs. They've thrown their flesh across this floor so much you think that the witches cut to them.
What do you think did it?
Hold on a second. I'm back.
And just looks at Siegfried when asking, like, I'm assuming he was asking him, what do you think did it? And just sort of looks at it, looks back, and shrugs.
Likely some sort of chaos cult, if you are to ask me.
Spiky boys!
He gets slightly insulted by something being described as spiky, but only slightly because he's not going towards him.
Mange looks at him, then Mange looks at, like, his hands tense, looks at him and just like, what got your panties in twist?
He's going to take a deep breath and not say anything.
Mange just sort of, like, shrugs nonchalantly.
And he'll mention under his breath, Kane, forgive me, or he'll mutter under his breath. But yeah, other than that, you probably continue on back to the barracks, I assume, without any further problems. Unless you want to do any other detours.
No plans in particular, on my end at least.
No.
Mange is just like, let's go secure some stuff.
Yeah, Siegfried was wondering about where he could find a good excuse to fight something, but at this point and after that, he's just kind of headed back.
You're tired from running alone. The executioner can somewhat sense your is it disappointment for not being able to find something to fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were sort of gearing yourself up
Yeah.
for it, so it sort of makes sense.
Yeah. That disappointment overshadowed by also just confusion
Yeah.
what he walked into. And then getting himself shaken, finding just the mutilated bodies of something unknown.
I can sense that you're still yearning for a proper battle. Don't worry, I'll make it up in your train. I'll make sure to make up for that in your training.
All right. I might just might sit and have myself a snack first, if you don't mind.
Are you going to do something after saying that, or?
Oh no, like he wasn't.
Oh.
I mean, he will literally like sit down for a bit and like eat something, but
Yeah, we're getting back to the base. He wants to
Yeah.
have a snack.
Fair. But other than that, yeah, you get back to camp and, mange, do you? I assume that you greet the guards being mange again.
We're back! Just nonchalantly walks past him without another word.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Siegfried, you as well now that you aren't rushing to chase mange down. You notice that there's quite a few less guards guarding the gate. Siegfried?
Ken?
Hello? Snake? Snake?
Snake?
Snake?
Snake!
all right, I think I'm
Snacky.
back. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're back.
Hello.
All right, yeah, my mic disconnected.
Fun.
But yeah, Siegfried would ask a guard when we came in, just hey, they doing another expedition into the city?
Uh, bloody
You could say
fools
that.
are. One guard in the back says you could say that. The other puts his hands in his face in his hand, just says, bloody fools are all over that elf.
Oh,
Where it's like an addiction.
huh. I mean,
Feels like their bloody loyalty lies with her now more than their own general.
you know, some guys, huh?
Man does not understand man-thing flash obsession.
Bloody younglings.
Siegfried, Siegfried as probably younger than these guys. Just yeah.
Yeah. The only reason you didn't have the chance to be there was because you were literally sick.
Yeah, he probably would say something like, "If I wasn't so sick last night, I talked some sense into them." Yeah.
Mother shall ya be praised that you didn't. Or oh no, I thought that you were going. Sorry, my mind literally automatically thought that you were going to make a joke about going there, but you didn't. Sigmar be
Oh, this
praised
is
that
what
at
happens
least
when you assume things. You make an ass
Yeah.
out of yourself and only you. Ha ha.
Oh no, he was
Okay.
gonna, but he corrected himself.
Sigmar
Yeah,
be praised that at least
he's
someone
doing
has
more
a
of his
brain.
witty. He's doing more of his witty, lying through his teeth kind of shit.
I think that he wouldn't notice and he would instead say Sigmar be praised that at least someone has a brain.
Nobody have brain once shut out.
Yeah,
He
with
just
that, he'd just keep heading in.
he just seems slightly confused. And then he probably talks to the other guard about how done he is with the rat shit.
That is an acceptable response, however, Mange does not care.
Yeah.
Just
Uh,
casually walks past with all of his other rats as they're like violently bouncing like some warp stone back and forth between their hands to avoid getting burnt by it or something. Because warp stone manifests in
probably.
weird ways. In this one, they're just playing hot potato with it.
Honestly. Yeah. Uh, what's the first thing that you do when you get back to camp, Mange?
We get back to camp, and Mange, of course, wants them to properly put some things away once they get back up to their area, which I'm assuming is still in like the stables or some shit. Or were
Yeah.
they in like some like jail room or something? I don't know. But once they get back to their assigned quarters that Mange doesn't even remotely bitch about because he doesn't give a shit, he very quickly orders the Skaven slaves to put the warp stone aside and stop playing hot potato with it. And sits down and sort of starts to think. There is a potentially finite but unknown quantity of warpstone that he can acquire by slowly bringing blood to these weird trolls. How do I get more blood to get more shinies? So he's just like having this really long think session as he looks about, and then he just like at some point randomly, probably while he's like polishing his weapons or something, just like jumps up and yells at the gutter runner to come over.
Yes, yes. And
Go
you pop out
find
of
not.
nowhere like usual.
Go find living, not dead living.
Uh, not dead, living, living, not dead.
And he just like sort of scratches his own head and then I'm assuming eventually through like a series of Skaven bickering, he's basically just like find some shit that is alive and not undead is what he actually meant, but he said it absolutely wrong the first time, so he has to correct himself like 20 times over. He basically wants him to go scout for like some other group that is not super strong from a glance that they could potentially prey upon for blood and sacrifices to both this trade agreement and to the Great Horned Rat.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's basically what he's after. And he takes like this conversation probably goes on for about 10 minutes. And at some point, the guard outside probably just tells him to shut the fuck up.
I don't even think that you have guards by this point. You just have people looking at the door from a distance.
Fair enough. I'm assuming that the Skaven slaves are just like sleeping in a pile and don't even give a shit.
Yep.
But yeah, that's basically what happens. He eventually conveys, hey, go find some other group of people that are not necessarily nice to us that we might attack and get blood from so that we can trade for more warpstone and do a proper blood sacrifice to the Great Horned Rat. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So he'll go looking for people he could prey upon pretty much. And Siegfried, how about you? Did your mic die again?
Yes, it did.
Amazing. I assume that you want to talk with Liebrecht.
Yeah, he'd go seek him out.
So yeah, you probably find him in his quarters, and the best way to describe it, he's molding.
He, like, what? He's just pacing around, angry, or
He's sitting at a table with his hands over his head, just looking like pretty pissed. And he looks over at you like he's as if he's already done this 10 times today. He's like, oh, thanks, Sigmar. Someone who can tell me something different.
different, yes. Good. Well, no, yeah, I suppose it could be worse. There wasn't much of anything left of those guys, but candles were there. Service to Mora was performed.
I, or at least their spirits are safe. Pray that Sigmar took them to his realm. Oh well.
Yeah.
Anything else you heard about?
No, you might think I'm crazy, or well, maybe you've been in the city long enough. We saw a talking troll.
I seen some weird things in this city, but that has to be on. That has to be up there. Are you
Yeah.
sure you weren't drugged again?
No, it's I don't feel any fever either. He was there. He even seemed to have been putting some sort of armor on. Just
It wasn't armor, it was just how trolls look like by normal wear. Their skin might as well be armor with how thick it is.
oh, okay. So scratch that last part. No,
Yeah.
he called himself Bobby and was just really interested in collecting some blood. Was already in some vials. Some weirdo in a shack somewhere, probably.
You... Siegfried, you might as well start writing novels at this point.
Huh. Maybe might be a nice, neat hobby. I'll think on that.
Also, have you observed what has been happening to the camp?
Yeah. A lot of guys having a little too much fun.
A little, put it lightly. They've been all over that elf like flies to shit.
She's has her charms, I guess.
Please, by the name of Sigmar, try to do something to stop her. I'll see if I can give you anything after I'm done with that. I still have to decide on a punishment of at least. I forgot how many it was.
I would
stopped
like
counting
to
by the
interject
month.
at this time. A random explosion going off in the background again.
Uh,
We're okay!
honestly, I'll take that.
Doesn't sound like anything expensive breaking.
Yeah, likely. I doubt that the rats will care anyway. They seem just fine with that stinky place we gave them.
The what?
He was just referring to whatever shitty corner they
Whatever
gave.
fuck off corner of the camp that they gave to the Skaven.
Yeah. Just hope that they don't break a wall that we'll have to cover up now.
Even louder explosion.
Yet.
Even louder explosion.
That one hurt a little!
Yeah, I can't guarantee she'll listen to me, but we'll talk.
I pretty much expected that. Now, unless you have anything else to add, please go.
All right, get some sleep. I gotta eat some dinner, spar a bit.
I saw that bloody elf at least. You could at least try to convince the rest of the men who have some sense to them to be trained by him. Although with them, I don't. From what I know of elves, I think that he will refuse no matter what you tell him. Weird that he took a liking to you, if you ask me.
Yeah, a little weird. But I can't complain.
Eh,
Kind of hefts the sword as he says that.
oh, that
Or
sure is a
pats
fine
the hilt
blade.
of it.
Yeah. Well, that sure is a fine blade. So fair's fair.
More, a lot more helpful than a tiara. And with that, he'd head out.
Yeah. I feel like this is a pretty good place to end this session.
Especially considering we need to wait on stuff to happen with Fluff, but
Yeah. I like how I keep making stuff happen with players who aren't here.
yeah, we're gonna have to get Fluff up to snuff now,
Yeah.
but I'm totally fine
That's
with
fine.
that. All right,
But
everyone.
yeah, but yeah, as you could assume, Fluff's actions on the camp had some influence.
Oh yeah, just
They
had
spend their
some fun.
Fun.
Before too
Quote,
long, they're going to
unquote.
crave the lashes. Won't even be effective punishment.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you enjoyed today's session. It was short, but slightly longer than last time, so consider that an improvement. We will see you in 2 weeks' time for more of our fantasy campaign here. Hope you have a lovely one. Peace.
Peace.
Say goodbye, Ken. Jeez, you're so late on.